one thing from you. As great as you are, as skilled as you are, as talented as you are, I just want one thing from you. Never allow life to make you forget why you do what you do. People don't burn out, people don't quit, people don't underachieve, people don't settle because of what they do. People burn out, people quit, people underachieve, and people settle because life makes them forget why they do it. But never let a circumstance or a situation define my life. Adversity is adversity. And the reason I love adversity is because you don't judge a person's character by where they stand when everything is all good. Everybody can stand up and do good when everything is all good. Everybody can smile when it's sunshine. Everybody can do right when everything is going right. Everybody can do that. But everybody can't face opposition, adversity, and challenges and say, I've been waiting on you to come. I'm going to embrace you, and I'm going to figure out a way to use you because you would never turn me into a different person. You would never make me a person that people don't recognize before the adversity. And if you ain't got more heart than me, if you ain't been working harder than me, if you ain't sacrificed more than me, I'm going to destroy you. And I'm not retreating. I'm not running. I don't care what they say on paper. I don't care how many games you won. I don't care if you say we outnumbered. We live by this and we die by this. We don't retreat. We don't run. Every man must search his own soul. Like you don't judge a person by where they stand in times of comfort and convenience. You judge them by where they stand in times of challenge and controversy. And if you ain't work, like when you work for something, it gives you a different type of attachment to it. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. It's a part of the process. It's evolution. Embrace the process, trust the process, but most importantly, you got to respect the process. If we respect it the way we say we respect it, if we love it the way we say we love it, if we cherish it the way we say we cherish it, every single day, nothing less than excellence. Like everybody is good until they don't feel like it. Then when they don't feel like it, sad goes out of the window. Like I find it amazing. They can say they want something, and then circumstance change. And the words that they once spoke means nothing to them. Commitment level of it. Like I was taught, commitment is staying true to what you said you was true to long after the mood that it has left. Meaning on the days when we don't feel like doing what we once said we was going to do, we going to step up and we going to do it anyway because those are the days that build character. But it's not so much about the opposition and the adversity that we face as it is about the perspective that we have about the opposition and the adversity that we face. Adversity, it's all about perspective. It's never about what we go through. It's how we view what we go through. I believe there's some good in every situation that we face. I believe if you train your mind to see the good in the situations that you don't like, that brings you discomfort, that brings you a certain level of opposition, I believe if you train your mind to see the good in it, it's easy to extract it. And I firmly believe with the things we're part of and the things we do, we all have to have a purpose that's a lot greater than ourselves. So when we hit things that we don't understand and that brings us a certain level of discomfort and that hurts us and we just can't pull the grips on it, when we have to encounter things like that, we have to step back and we have to figure out, how can I use it? The thing that grinds my gears is when you see people, like people tend to complain and not appreciate things until they almost lose it. Or when you see somebody, they show up in an environment and they count the hours and they don't make the hours count, right? In the midst of adversity, in the midst of challenges, in the midst of successes, in the midst of failures, we got to get up every single day. We got to fight for peace, right? We got to fight for happiness. We got to fight for joy. We got to get up. We got to fight for that, right? We got to fight for joy. We got to fight for peace, right? The worst thing in the world is when you see somebody that's amazing, like talented, skill set out of this world, and they don't have any passion. Life has robbed them, right? They're a walking zombie, right? They're just a shell. They get up, they go to work, they do what they do, they come back home, wake up the next day, repeat, do it all over again. Most people need guarantees in order to be great. Most people need to be promised something in order to show up and really be elite and operate at the optimal level. Right? Most people need to be given something in order to really show up and operate with their level of potential and their capabilities. And so I say to people, when they say things like, I'll get to it next week, I'm like, who promised you that? I'll get to it a month from now. I'm like, man, who promised you that? Right? I'll get to it in a few weeks. I'm like, man, who promised you that? Right? The perspective of I'll be promised something in a week, a month, or a year from now, and not understanding or approaching things with the perspective and the spirit of giving everything we got to the present while we have the present.
Giving everything we got to the present while we have the present.